Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
Hello, welcome to the Life Upgrade podcast show, and this is your host, Fulfillment Obi. Today we're talking about outside the storm. Are you tired, frustrated, and confused? Are you in pain, in agony, or hurt? Are you going through something that is so bad and no one can even understand? Are you feeling alone, alienated, and ostracized? Then this episode is for you. You're probably in a storm, and here in this episode you'll learn about how you can live outside the storm. Without saying too much, let's get into the podcast.
Let's bounce. Ladies and gentlemen, turn it up. Louder. Make some noise. This is what the bounce is. Let's go.
Alright, welcome back. As I said earlier, we're talking about outside the storm. We want to discuss on how you can go through stormy seasons of life and not suffer any damages. So we're going to start off by talking about why we go through storm. Why do we go through stormy seasons in life? And there are three solid reasons why. So we're going to talk about it in details. Number one, storms are part of humanity, a part of the human experience. As we are born to the earth, we have to go through some seasons where things will not work well for us, where things will look very difficult. It's part of life, it's part of humanity. As long as you're on earth, you're going to have to go through some stormy seasons of life. You're not just going to be enjoying all the days of your life. There are times where you're going to experience difficulty, you're going to experience pain, you're going to experience heartbreak, things are not going to work so well, you're going to lose a business deal, you're going to lose a lot of money. So it is with life. So as long as we are on earth, we are humans, we have to suffer the storm. It's part of humanity, it's part of the world, and no one can escape it. No matter how rich or wealthy you are, you will still have to go through stormy seasons of life. Number two is that storms come to test our abilities and our strengths. The show of our strength is in our ability to handle the storm. So if you're weak, you'll not be able to go through the storm. It will break you, to crumble you, and it will put you in a position where you'll be unable to function, where you'll be able to move into the next level. But if you are able to handle the storm, handle the test, it shows that you're strong enough. It shows that you're truly growing. So if you are not being tested by the storm, there's no way to know if you're actually growing, if you are ready to step into the next level. As the Bible will say, if you fail in the days of adversary, it shows that your strength is weak or your strength is small. So the storm is a signal to show that we are being tested and it is time for us to move into the next level. If you're not experiencing any storm, if your life is just free and easy, then you should probably suspect something is wrong, and you should probably take a second look at your life. Number three is that storm comes to push us to the next level. Like I said before, we are being tested so we can understand if we're truly growing or if we're strong enough to handle the next level. Then what happens if you pass the test? You move into the next level. So storm comes to push us to the next level. So have you ever noticed that some particular bad situation that happened in your life actually happened for good? And at that moment, you might think that everything is going so bad and everything is going so wrong, and your life is going to end here, and you begin to ask questions. Why are these things happening to me? Why am I going through this stuff? But some years later, you start to thank God for those things to happen because they actually pushed you into the next level. So storms come to push us to the next level. So they might not be so bad after all if you look at it from a different perspective. Now, the next question I want to ask you is that how do you see your storms? The way you view and handle your storms determine the outcome. The storm has no true power over your life except it has gained control over your mind. So we're going to look at the story of Jesus in the storm so we can understand the true potential of the storm. Now, we'll realize that the storm has no true power except we allow it to control or upset the balance of our lives. Now, Jesus was in the boat, and he was in a stormy situation, and the disciples were panicking. They were scared, they were afraid, and they were trying to get the water out of the boat, and they were confused, and it seemed as if they were going to drown. And Jesus was in the boat, sleeping peacefully. And when the disciples were fed up, they decided to wake him up, and they were like, Jesus, we are about to sink and you're sleeping, you're doing nothing about it. And he told them, oh ye men of little faith. And immediately he rebuked the storm, and the storm was calm. So what can we learn from that story? Number one, Jesus was calm in the storm. You need to have the power to remain calm in the storm. Your calmness in the storm will give you the ability to think and to profess solution to the problem. The only reason why the disciples were unable to provide true solution in that situation is because they were not calm. Their mind was upsetted by the state of their environment. The situation upsetted the state of their mind. And if you're not calm in the stormy situation or in a stormy season of your life, you can make terrible mistakes. So the first lesson to learn in the story is to remain calm. Number two is that Jesus wasn't troubled or disturbed. Why? Because he knows that there's a solution to the problem at hand. So if you know that there's a solution to a problem, you will not be as scared or as troubled as you should or you are expected to be. Now, I'm saying all this so that we will not be controlled by the situation around our life, by the circumstances, or by the storm itself. This is one of the ways we can live outside the storm. If you are not troubled and you're not disturbed, it is easy for you to look at the possibilities, to look at the bright side and prefer solution. And that's what Jesus did, and he brought about solution. Number three, he knew and he had faith that there's a possibility for a solution. Faith is very important. Jesus had faith. He talked about faith. He said, oh ye men of little faith. Faith is just the ability to put into perspective the reality of a different outcome or a different result from what you're actually experiencing at the moment. So if you understand that there's a solution to the problem, there's a new reality or different reality that you can bring up, then you will not be so scared after all. So one of the things I want to advise us to do, especially in a stormy situation, is for us to put our trust in God. Understand that God is there with you. He's there to help you. He's there to hold your hands, and he's there to see you through those difficult life situations. And if you understand this, you'll be able to handle any situation that life throws at you. Number four, Jesus rebuked the storm. He faced the storm. A lot of people run away from their problems in life. They run away from the issues they face. They try to avoid the problem, but avoiding and running away from your problem will not make them go away or will not bring solution to them. So it's better you face your position ahead, learn from it. Even if you fail, learn from your failures and keep moving. So if you are not the kind of person that know how to handle your situation and you run away from them, then you should probably go through the teachings of the scripture and see how Jesus was able to handle every opposition he faced. Now let's go to the juicy part of this episode. Let's talk about how you can live outside the storm. I want to give you some practical steps you should follow, and if you follow these things, they will probably turn your life around. Living outside the storm simply means going through stormy situations or stormy seasons without the storm breaking you, having unexplainable peace in difficult moments, having the ability to think well in spite of the situation surrounding you, or having the odds stacked against you. If you can live outside the storm, you will surely be victorious. Now, there are a couple of things you can do, and we're going to go into it right away. Number one is think in terms of your future. Now, put your future into perspective. Always have a vision for your future. That will give you the ability to live outside the storm. The storm will not get into your mind and cloud your mind and put you in a state of fear, depression, and frustration. When you look at your future, you will know that there are greater things coming for your life. So if you have the future in mind, it will probably help a lot. Number two, have faith in God. I've talked about the essence of faith. When you know that God is with you in a stormy situation or a stormy season, then it will reduce the anxiety, the pressure, the pain, the frustration that comes with a stormy situation. Number three, understand that every situation is only but temporary. Nothing lasts in life. Bad situations do not last forever. No matter how difficult or how hopeless that situation is at the moment, it's not going to last forever. There is always hope for the future. And a lot of people do not put this into perspective, or not think about these things. That's why they run off to commit suicide. They end their life so early in spite of the possibilities of the future for their life. So always understand that every bad situation and bad season is temporary. No storm lasts forever. Number 4, you only failed if you allow the storm to break your mind and you give up. When life hits them, they give up, and that's when you failed. You've only failed when you allow the storm to break your mind. As long as you are alive, there's hope for limitless opportunities and possibilities. Yes, just because you have life, there's still hope for limitless opportunities and possibilities. Many people do not think like this. They only look at the problem, focus on the problem, and dwell on the problem at hand. No, you should not do that. Detach yourself from the storm and be grateful for life. A lot of people are there in the hospital. They can't breathe well, they can't eat well, they can't walk, they can't see, they can't hear, but now you have all those things. So be grateful to God that you still have life and you still have health, and with those two things you can turn almost any situation around by the help of God. So as long as you have life, there's still hope for a better future and for a better tomorrow. And I want to encourage you to donate to this podcast so we can get all we need to keep dishing out powerful episodes as these that will impact your life and impact the world in general. Also, I would love you to subscribe to the Legacy newsletter. If you do that, you will be the first to get an update when we release a new episode. And this Legacy newsletter is connected to our ministry, and so you also get updates from our ministry. And if you're a Christian and you want to grow in faith, want to grow in Christ, want to grow deeper in the knowledge of Christ, then you should check out our other podcast, which is called Living Flames of Fire podcast, or check us on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel that will dish out powerful, life-changing content about Christianity that will help you grow deeper or give you a deeper nourishing Christian experience. Also, we would love you to share this podcast, this episode, to as many people as you can. And we also sponsor products. We have a lot of listeners, and we are currently reaching out to about 20 to 25 countries globally. So if you want to sponsor a product or a service, just reach out to us. The link to our email or the link that will lead you to get in touch with us will be in the description of this podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and I remain your host, Fulfillment Obi. Until next time, have a beautiful, wonderful day ahead.
This week's episode has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.